Okay, now we are discussing the solutions of chemistry of NTSC Stage 2nd 2011. Now come to the first question of chemistry subject. This will be question number 15. This question is from the topic synthetic fabrics and plastics of class 8th NCERT syllabus. Okay. So this is a very simple question. What is the question? Which of the following has the same monomer units? Okay. Now come to the options. First option is nylon and cellulose. Nylon is a synthetic fiber and cellulose is a natural material. Okay. So the monomers of both nylon and cellulose are different. Now come to the second option. Option number 2 is polyester and nylon. Polyester is a synthetic fiber and nylon is also a synthetic fiber, but the monomers of both the fibers are different. Come to the next option. Option number 3, rayon and nylon. Rayon is a semi-synthetic fiber and nylon is a synthetic fiber, but the monomers of both the fibers are different. So option number 1, option number 2, option number 3 are incorrect options. Now next, come to the next option. Option number 4. Option number 4 is cellulose and rayon. So cellulose is natural material and rayon is also a semi-synthetic fiber which is derived from the natural fiber. Okay. So option number 4, the monomers of both cellulose and rayon are the same, and that is glucose. In fact, rayon is also derived from cellulose and is called regenerated cellulose, or we can say modified natural fiber. The correct option is option number 4. Okay. Come to the next question of chemistry. Question number 16. Question number 16 of chemistry. What is the question? This question again from the topic synthetic fiber and plastics. Okay. Again, this is also an average question, we can say. Okay. What is the question? Which of the following will be suitable for coating dress material of fireman? That means the substance which we are using for coating dress material of fireman should be fireproof. So is nylon is the answer? No, nylon is not the answer. Why? Because nylon, polyester and acrylic catches fire easily. So what will the correct option? Obviously option number 3, melamine is the correct option. And melamine is a fireproof polymer and is thus used for coating dress material of firemen. Okay. Now come to the third question of chemistry. Question number 17. Question number 17 is from the topic acid and bases, which you have already studied in class 7th. Okay. This question is from NCERT class 7th syllabus. Okay. What is the question? And this question is, I think it's an difficult question, we can say. What is the question? A highly reactive element X is stored under water. Okay. It readily reacts with oxygen of air to give compound Y, which dissolves in water. The aqueous solution of Y changes blue litmus solution to red. Which substance converts blue litmus to red? Obviously it should be acid. Okay. So the compound Y will be an acid. Compound Y will be acid. But the question is saying the element X is what? Okay, so come to the option. First is sodium. Come to the option 1. Option 1 is sodium, and we cannot put sodium in under water. So sodium is not the answer. What in the case of sulfur? Sulfur is also a cannot put in water. Phosphorus. What about phosphorus? When phosphorus reacts with oxygen, it gives P2O5. Okay. Now, if we balance this equation, 4 atoms of phosphorus and 2 atoms of oxygen. Here, in the case of P2O5, 2 atoms of phosphorus and 5 atoms of. So we have to balance this equation. Now, if we put the coefficient 5 with oxygen and 2 with phosphorus pentoxides, now this reaction is a balanced equation. 4 atoms of P means phosphorus, 4 atoms of phosphorus, here 10 atoms of oxygen, and here also 10 atoms of oxygen. So now this is a balanced equation. Now when P2O5 reacts with water, it gives H3PO4. Now if we balance this equation, we put 3 as a coefficient of water and 2 coefficient of H3PO4, that is phosphoric acid. What is H3PO4? H3PO4 is a phosphoric acid. Okay, and as we know, phosphoric acid or acid can turn blue litmus red. So the correct option is phosphorus. Okay, now come to the next question, question number 18. This question comes from the topic metals and non-metals, and this is an average question of metals and non-metals, which is in the syllabus of NCERT class 8. Okay, what is the question? Two elements A and B on burning in air gives corresponding oxides. Oxides of both A and B are soluble in water. The aqueous solution of oxide A is alkaline and reacts with aqueous solution of oxide of B to give another compound. Identify A and B. As it is given in the question, two elements A and B on burning in air give corresponding oxides. Oxides of both A and B are soluble in water. Okay. Now the aqueous solution of oxide A is alkaline. Okay. So as we know, oxides of metal are alkaline and reacts with aqueous solution of oxide of B. Okay. So A and B are both are metals. No, this is not a correct option. A and B both are non-metals. No, this is also not a correct option. A is metal and B is non-metal. Yes, option number 3 is a correct option. Okay, so answer is option number 3. So generally oxides of metals are alkaline and those of non-metals are acidic. Thus the element A and B are metals and non-metals respectively. Okay, now come to the question number 19 of chemistry. This is from the topic coal and petroleum. This is also again a average question of this topic. Okay, now what is the question? Match the following: A kerosene, B diesel, C paraffin wax, and D is bitumen. So this is a very simple question. We have to match list 1 with list 2, and these are the fractions of petroleum, and in list 2 these are the main uses of these fractions. Now again this is a very simple question. What is the use of kerosene? Kerosene is used as, it's again very simple question, is used as jet craft fuels. B, diesel. Diesel is used for generation of electricity. C, paraffin wax is used as lubricants, and bitumen is used for metalling of roads. So the correct option is option number 3. Come to the next question, question number 20 of chemistry. This question is from the topic coal and petroleum. What is the question? Coal is a fossil fuel and it cannot be prepared in a laboratory or industry because the formation of coal, come to the options, is a very slow process. Yes, it's a very slow process. Needs very low pressure and low temperature. No. Needs very high pressure and high temperature. Yes. Causes air pollution. No. So correct option are option number A and option number C. So the correct alternatives are option number 3, both C and A. So this is the correct option of answer of question number 20. This is from the topic coal and petroleum. Now come to the next question, question number 21. Question number 21 of chemistry is from the topic combustion, and this is again a easy question. Question number 21. What is the question? Come to the question. The necessary conditions for combustion process to occur are availability of air and oxygen. Yes, availability of air, oxygen and fuel. This is also true. Temperature of fuel below ignition temperature. No. Temperature of fuel above ignition temperature. Yes. So select the correct alternatives. What are the correct alternatives? A and B, B and D, C and A, and D and A. It should be B and D. Okay. The correct option of question number 21 is 2. Now come to the next question, question number 22. Again, this question is from the topic combustion and flame, and again this is a easy question. So question number 22, what is the question? The gaseous fuels. Conditions for gaseous fuels: burn with producing smoke, have a low calorific value, are easy to ignite, have high calorific value. So what are the correct options? Burn without producing smoke. No. Low calorific value. No. Are easy to ignite. Yes. Have high calorific value. Yes. So correct options are option number 3, C and D. Come to the next question, question number 23. Question number 23 is from the topic pollution. Okay, what is the question? Which of the following air pollutants reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of blood? So obviously the correct answer is carbon monoxide. Why? Because carbon monoxide combines with the hemoglobin of blood to form carboxyhemoglobin, which reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of blood. Okay. Now come to the next question, question number 24. Which of the following are responsible? It's responsible for causing acid rain. As you all know, correct option is question number 4, oxides of sulfur and nitrogen. And what will be the equation for this? Sulfur reacts with oxygen, gives sulfur dioxide, and this sulfur dioxide, when reacts with rainwater, it gives H2SO3, and that is sulfurous acid. Okay, now this nitrogen also reacts with oxygen and gives nitrogen dioxide, NO2. And if we balance this equation, this is 2O2 and this is 2NO2. Okay, now when N2 reacts with oxygen gives NO2, nitrogen dioxide, and when this nitrogen dioxide NO2, this NO2 reacts with water H2O, it will give HNO3, and HNO3 is a nitric acid, and both these acids, nitric acid and sulfurous acid, are responsible for acid rain. Okay, now come to this next question, question number 25. What is the question? On washing with soap, a turmeric stain on the cloth turns to red because. Students, this question number 25 comes from the topic acid and bases, of class 7. This is an easy question. Okay, so what will be the answer? The answer will be A and C. Why A and C? Soap solution is alkaline, as we know, and soap solution is acidic. No, this is the wrong option. Turmeric contains a natural indicator. Yes. Turmeric contains litmus. No. So the correct alternatives are option A and C. Okay. Come to the next question. Question number 26 of chemistry. This question is again from the topic acid and bases, which is again an average question. What is the question? Which of the following are used as an antacid to reduce acidity in stomach? Okay, so what will be the correct option? Sodium bicarbonate and magnesium hydroxide. Sodium bicarbonate and magnesium hydroxide. Okay, so the correct option is option number 4. Sodium bicarbonate and magnesium hydroxide. So question number 4 is the correct option for this question. Why sodium bicarbonate and magnesium hydroxide? Because these are used as antacids since both are weak bases. Okay, now the last question of chemistry, question number 27. Which of the following is a chemical change? This question is also from class 7th NCERT topic. Okay, and what is the topic? Physical and chemical changes. Okay, so it's very easy question. Again, this is a very easy question. Which of the following is a chemical change? Melting of ice is a chemical change? No, this is a physical change. So one is incorrect answer. Come to the question number 2. Burning of magnesium in air. If we burn magnesium in air, means in the presence of oxygen, it gives magnesium oxide, and magnesium when reacts with nitrogen, because nitrogen is also present in air, it gives Mg3N2. Okay, so the both are new compounds, MgO magnesium oxide and Mg3N2, they both are new compounds formed. Okay, so burning of magnesium in the air gives new compound magnesium oxide and magnesium nitride. Hence it is a chemical change, because in a chemical change new compound is formed. So the correct option is option number 2. Dissolution of sugar in water is a chemical change? No, this is not a chemical change. Blowing of wind is a chemical change. No, this is also not a chemical change. Option number 1, 3 and 4 are incorrect options, and option number 2 is the correct options. So the overall analysis of NTSC State 2nd 2011 chemistry portion is, this portion is fully based on NCERT syllabus, and the overall questions of these subjects are easy, or we can say average questions are there. There is only one question of acid and base. Question number 17 is a difficult question, except all questions are easy and average questions. This year the paper is average paper. Okay, and the syllabus is totally covered from the NCERT syllabus of class 7 and class 8. This time NCERT strictly follows the syllabus of NCERT. Okay.